Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much to allow us to explain these presentations. In these presentations, I will discuss our research entitled International Environmental Liability and the Governance of Hazardous Waste, a doctrinal analysis of the 2025 chemical spill in Zambia. This study is conducted by me, Muhammad Fabien Akbar from Universitas Gadjah Mada, and Bapak Yodan Gunawan from Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. So, firstly, ladies and gentlemen, I will explain the backgrounds of the problems. Globally, the productions of industrial and chemical waste has been increasing. At the same time, developing countries are often choosing a location for high-risk industrial activities or even for disposal of hazardous waste. This country may have environmental regulations on paper, but they often face serious problems in enforcement, monitoring, and institutional capacity. The 2025 chemical spill in Zambia is a reflection of this larger pattern. In this incident, hazardous substances were released in or near an industrial or mining area, leading to the contamination of water or soil. Local communities were exposed to health risks and suffer disruptions to their livelihood. Many of them demand accountability and compensations. So the core issue is not only environmental damage, but also governance. Who is responsible under what legal framework and how can affect communities obtain justice. The next is the main problems from this background. We formulate our research problems, questions, and objective. The main problem we address is how is international environmental liability applied in the 2025 chemical spill in Zambia, and does the combinations of international and national provide effective protections for the internet environmental and for victims. To answer this, we ask three key research questions. The first is how is environmental liability for hazardous waste regulated under international law? The second is how do Zambian law and relevant international instruments govern that 2025 spill? The third and the last is to what extent do victim and the environment receive legal remedies and protections in this case. Based on the questions, our objectives are to doctrinal analysis the principle of international environmental liability and Zambia legal framework on hazardous waste, and then to assess the effectiveness of prevention, enforcement, and compensations mechanisms. Now, I will move to the methods use this research. Our study is normative legal research. That means that we focus on law is written and how it should be interpreted and applied. We use a three main approach, a statutory approach by examining Zambian environmental law and regulations as well as relevant international treaties and conventions. The second is a case approach by looking at the 2025 chemical spill as a central case and comparing it where useful with similar incident and other jurisdictions. The last one is the conceptual approach by clarifying key concepts such as environmental liability, hazardous waste, and environmental harms. Move to the main research result. From the international side, we find that there is already a strong foundations of principle, such as the no harm principle, the polluter pays principle, and the precautionary principle. This principle requires state and in practice corporations to manage hazardous waste safely, to prevent transboundary harms, and to respond quickly when accident occur. In Zambia, we find that there are law and regulations concerning environmental protections, licensing of risk activities, and hazardous waste management. However, in the 2025 spill, serious implementations weakness emerged. Monitoring of industrial activities was limited, sanctions were not strong enough to deter violations, and there were delays and uncertainties in the response to spill. In the terms of liability, our doctrinal analysis showed that, in principle, several actors could be held responsible. The company operating the facility, the transport operator involved in handling or moving the chemicals, and even the state itself, under the idea of state responsibility for failing to regulate or supervised adequately. This actor can potentially face civil, administrative, and even criminal liability. However, in practice, affected communities often struggle to bring claims, to access evidence, and to sustain long and costly legal process. And move uh, Another important things related to gaps in environmental justice. We identify key gaps and challenges such as the difficulties in providing cautions between the spill and the specific health or environmental impacts. High litigations costs and complex procedures which discourage victims from the pursuing legal actions, and incomplete incorporations of international principle into domestic law. From environmental justice perspective, the burdens of the spill fell disproportionately on local communities who lose access to clean water, land, and livelihoods. At the same time, they often have very little power compared to the multinational corporations or state authorities. Public participations in environmental decisions making and licensing is often limited, and consultation is not always meaningful. And the conclusion is we conclude that the current regimes of international environmental liability provides the important directions, but is not sufficient, is not effectively translated into domestic law and practice. The 2025 chemical spill in Zambia showed that the developing country remains highly vulnerable to hazardous waste risks, especially when governance and enforcement are weak. Therefore, we recommend for Zambia and other developing states to harmonize domestic legislations more closely with the international standard. The second is to strengthen environmental authorities, monitoring and enforcement capacity. And the last one is and to improve access to legal aid claim mechanism for affected communities. To close, we would like to stress that environmental liability is not only a legal issue, but also a question of justice. Justice for vulnerable communities today and for future generations who will live with the consequence of environmental harms. I think that's all. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.